Got it.
Boom.
Hey everyone, my name is Andrew, and I'm with Brandon. We're from the Yonko LLC, and we are delighted to have another guest today. Brandon, I'll let you introduce.
This is LeMaire Lee. He is a member of the Lasagna Club. He's a comedian in Philadelphia,
I do the Panties in Mouth podcast.
There you go. Panties in Mouth podcast, and yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff that LeMaire does, and I think that's one of the things I really want to talk to you about today. But do you want to pitch anything else?
I have a no. Nah. That's it.
Okay, Andrew, start that timer.
Boom.
Okay, LeMaire, this is something I've sort of been fascinated with you. You have a lot of projects on the table pretty often. Like you work on a lot of different things. How do you keep some level of balance doing that?
I don't. I work until I feel like I'm going crazy, and then I stop for a while.
Okay, so how often does that happen?
Probably like 3 or 4 times a year.
Oh.
Yeah. I just I don't know. I just always try to make sure I have something so I don't feel jealous. You know, I don't want to like be a monster.
Can you explain what do you mean feel jealous? What do you mean by that?
Like, cause if everyone else is doing something and I'm not doing anything, I'm like, oh, why do they get to do stuff?
And your answer is, I'm going to be the man who does this stuff. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm going to be the man who does the stuff. Yes, I'm the one who does stuff.
So in the stuff you do, how much time do you spend on the road, do you think?
Not much, just a little bit.
Not much. How often have you toured?
I just doing shows.
You can say a chunk, dude. It's okay. I feel like if I'm trying to like be like, you do this and that, you're like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, it is.
Well, let's say theoretically you do a lot of shows and stuff. How do you come up with new material while also working the old stuff?
I like to do the I like to just work it in somehow.
Okay.
Like I don't know. Like I'm doing like my new jokes are about God, and those are tough to do because nobody really wants to hear it. So you just have to figure out how to the time to do it. Like it's probably like 10 minutes into a set is probably the best time for me to do jokes.
10 minutes into a set, and you start talking about God. That's all. That's how long it takes.
Yeah.
So when we have 5 minutes left, I'm gonna be like, so tell me all your thoughts, God. That is 100% happening. That is a joke I'm setting up now, and I'm excited to play.
You're gonna cash it in.
So you take some risks on stage. What happens? Like, how do you deal with bombing and stuff? How do you deal with it not going?
I just have to act like it's their fault, just like they don't get me. They don't get me. Then I don't know. I don't stop if people don't like it. I just try to find a way to like reword what I'm saying, because I'm not saying the thing I don't want to say. I might be saying it in an unpalatable way for people, but I'm saying what I want to say, and what I'm saying isn't something that you haven't heard. You just might not like the way I'm saying it. Yeah.
So do you make adjustments to your set kind of based on the reactions like that? Because it sounds like that you still like there's a point that you want to get across.
Yeah.
And if they're not getting it or they're not appealing to it, do you make adjustments to get your point across in a different way?
It depends on it depends on how the people get the joke. Like, all right, I have one about Epstein Island. How like back in the day, if Jeffrey Epstein asked me to go to Epstein Island, I would go, because I don't know what it is. It's my boy's Jeff's island, his personal island, and he's inviting his friends over to hang, I'd go, like, but people have the context of like, I have to figure out how to make like for that joke, I have to figure out how to make people not think about I have to make them not think about the things that have happened.
You don't want to go to Epstein's Island because of the terrible stuff Jeffrey Epstein did. You want to go to the island because, like, dude, it's an island. Like, that's how I'm going to hang out on the beach. I assume you get there, you're like, what is?
Yeah.
This is not. This is. I thought we were just play some beach
Yeah,
volleyball and
dude.
like
Yeah.
sip margaritas. What's wrong with you, Bill Gates?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard. I mean, I feel like sometimes when you do stuff like that, especially like I have that trouble too on stage. Sometimes where you're like, this is half as offensive as you think it actually
Yeah.
is. You
Yeah.
think it's what I'm saying is offensive, but that's not. The whole point is this actually isn't. I swear to God, if
Yeah.
you get to the end of this phrase, that's something that is hard in stand up sometimes because like you'll say something wild and you're like, don't worry, I'll catch
Yeah.
this. I'll catch it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But you're already mad when I threw the ball.
Yeah.
Like that's a
Yeah.
like don't worry, there's a big reveal at the end that I'm not saying these things for real. And
Yeah.
like sometimes it's so hard to convince audiences
Yeah.
'cause, like, and I don't think it's easy to be like, oh, it's modern times. I don't want to do that, but like I've had audiences like, if you want to be mad, it's easy. That's fine. Just
Yeah.
be mad, but like wait till I get to the end of the phrase because be like a turn of phrase that
Yeah.
maybe you would enjoy.
Yeah. Wait till the end to get mad. Yeah.
I think that's such a hard. I know you said you have points you want to make.
Not
And
like
you want
points,
to
but like
say,
points isn't like not like I'm not trying to be like we got to save all the turtles, but like like points is in like I have this is what I mean, and this is what I
I
want to
do want
say.
in on this podcast. I want to be made very clear. LeMaire wants all the turtles dead. That is what he wants, right? He wants every turtle to be dead.
Mhm.
So you just want like your point of view to be made clear. You're not trying to save the world or anything.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, LeMaire, I need to tell you something. This is going to be recorded, and I don't care. You know my other job, my secret job.
yeah,
You know one of the pictures. Every once in a while, I'll just do it. This and one of
yeah, yeah.
that wearing. I
Hell yeah.
play a character with others. So if you ever come to a game, we can do it together.
Hell yeah. I'm definitely coming to the game. In Delaware? Oh, it's
It's
Maryland.
Maryland. It's a bit of a
Yeah.
drive, but yeah,
Yeah.
we've played Delaware enough that I'm trying to get down to that Delaware game.
Yeah.
So what do you like? Why do you think it's important to share your point of view on stage? Honestly, like, because our job is to make people laugh and stand up, but
Yeah.
you want to share a point of view. Is it like what about that interests you? Because you can tell knock jokes and get away with it.
Yeah. I just want to feel heard.
Mhm.
That's all. Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
What about is that what drew you to stand up in general? Is the ability to speak and be heard?
Yeah, because everyone can only pay attention to you for an hour.
Mhm.
Yeah, more or less.
No, I totally get that. There is something gloriously selfish about stand up that
Yeah.
is like, I have a point of view, I have something to say. I'm doing a character, but not really. This
Yeah.
is my hour to speak. Please listen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
That's
and
yeah. I'm sorry.
no, you go.
I was, that's my character. One of the problems with stand up now is like uh I think is that people they come in and they're like they see the stand up and they're like this is about me. It's about he's talking about my friends. He's making fun of my mom or my sister or my brother, and it's like no, dude. I'm literally talking about the people who have affected me. Like I don't know your people, unless we're family, maybe. But like, no.
I do. I like the idea that your like mom comes and you're like, no, this one actually is about
Yeah, yeah.
so how that's really interesting because like part of it is a balance of like I am talking about me, but I want you to resonate with this.
Yeah,
I don't want you to resonate in such a way that you only see yourself in this. I need you to see me.
yeah.
How do you feel? Yeah, have you ever struck that balance in a way that made you really happy?
Where I feel well,
You feel both heard and they feel seen.
uh, huh.
Is that is that the goal?
No.
Okay. What is?
I don't know. I feel like the people who want to be the people who will be seen during the show of mine is the people who like think like me,
Mhm.
which is like I feel like that's a point. One of the things, not point, but that's one of the things in stand up that you have to do is once you start doing the jokes you want to do, then people who think like you will see it and then start coming out, and then like you'll have the people like you, so you'll be seen and heard, people relating to and you'll be giving them the same shit stuff. Yeah. You guys are doing great interview techniques of the quiet and
Yeah.
handshake. I almost gave you a little bit
Yeah, to
more.
see if I can
No.
pull a little bit more out of that
Yeah,
phrase. People who think like you, perhaps they
yeah,
have the same like life. Like, do you want them to have the same life experiences as you, or do you like people to have come to your shows that have different life experiences?
different life experiences, because
Uh-huh.
then we can talk about stuff.
You like to talk?
Because if we have, yeah, because if we have the same experiences, then I would just know what happened. I don't want to know what happened. Like, oh, and then your dad hit you. Yeah, yeah,
Me too. Anyway, moving forward. Next
yeah,
question. Yeah.
Well, I do think it is kind of interesting that you brought up the idea of like the misunderstanding or you know the idea of like getting offended at a joke too early, that kind of
yeah.
thing. You're both talking about that, and again, so LeMaire, I don't know if Brandon told you anything about me, but I'm not a comedian, and as you can probably tell, but uh,
Sure.
but I but I feel like one of the
Thank you, Kat.
inherent sort of occupational dangers of being a comedian is that just people are going to get offended,
Hmm.
and I think it is kind of interesting. Um, like what are some coping techniques that you guys use for people just kind of getting offended, uh, or do you want them to be offended?
And what are your thoughts on God?
The
This is my
cat's in front of
30
the
seconds.
camera. Oh, that's so funny. uh, coping techniques.
Yeah, how do you deal if someone like comes up to you and they're pissed off? How do you deal with that?
Well, I would say, I would. I'm a guy who would say sorry. I'm like, I'm sorry you didn't like that. Uh, I'm sorry that wasn't for you. You know,
Mm.
I'm sorry. Like, yeah, but I'm not going to stop.
I,
Yeah,
I think that's a thing for me too. I used to be like, oh man, I'm gonna walk people and piss them off. This
yeah,
is even before I did stand up, but like that was like the thing of like I'm so shocking. I'm gonna shock
yeah,
you. But nowadays, like if this is not the vibe you want, don't
yeah,
come. That's stuff for you, and
yeah,
this is not
Mhm.
it. I'm not
yeah,
gonna take it for. I'd rather you not come and have a good night
yeah,
and come and have me piss off
yeah.
and have me
Piss
piss
you
off.
off. Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh,
Like
yeah. And dude, God's cool. I no, I I don't know. I'm sure. Yeah,
3 minutes and 30 seconds. All your thoughts on God. Go.
all,
God's.
all every single one.
I don't know how to like. It feels like everyone's like using other things as God, just to like not be like there's God. You know, like crystals and the universe and like being a witch. Like all you're doing is conjuring spells instead of the fucking. What is the secret but a prayer?
I don't know the secret, so maybe it is
The
exactly
secret is
right.
like the secret is the thing you're like, okay, I want to be on television, and then you just say it and you keep saying it every day,
Oh,
and then
gotcha.
it
Okay.
happens. It's just a
Yeah.
prayer.
Mhm.
I feel like we all are going to the center in different ways, and perhaps
Mhm.
you've seen the direction to the center the same way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like all the same thing. It's
Yeah.
just a different type of God. If your God's the earth, it's crystals. If your God's the sky, it's fucking JC. Sometimes, you know.
You think the sky? You think JC? Like, oh, I guess Sky God.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
If you do this, you're probably a JC guy.
yeah,
Like if you're like, what do you think about God? And then you like point up, you're
yeah.
like, you're a JC guy, aren't
And
you?
if you point down, you're Muslim. No,
Uh,
it's like, I'm sorry, guys.
God damn it! It's 2 minutes. You had 2 minutes.
It was
Gotta
in
put
there.
a
It was,
warning on this one now. The
yeah.
views of our guests are not the views of us.
I should have said Shinto or something.
They should have just, yeah. Oh man, oh no, we're doomed.
Yeah.
I was close. I'm sorry. I tried.
You did so good, like 13 minutes, and then you had to show up. You had to be like, listen, this isn't for everybody. This is just my thoughts, okay? I'm sorry.
Then I talk about God and be racist. Yeah, yeah. No, but like, yeah. I don't know. It doesn't. It's not something. It's just been. I've been thinking about that a little bit. That's all. So like, everyone, we all have a God, but we all call it different things.
That's a fascinating thing to. I love that you're like, I thought about this. I better find ways to make the. That's a really interesting concept.
Yeah.
Also, doing stand up is like, I thought about this. Now I have to write some goofs around it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
what a fascinating idea. That's really worth exploring in a real in-depth way. Also, would you like some goofs? Like,
Yeah.
which I think is like such an important part of stand up is like you can have and like it can get lost, but like it's stand up. It's not a one man show. I need
Yeah.
some goofs. Like there
Yeah.
are if you wanna do Sudoku, you can't write numbers outside the Sudoku box. If you're doing stand up, you
That's
need
where all
to,
the 10 and 11s go on the outside.
yeah, on the outside. But, like it's not, it's like I do like, and I got no issue with it. It can be stuff. It can be different stuff, and I don't want
Yeah.
to be. Did you see Norm's last special?
No, I heard it was spooky.
It's interesting, but like, and it's like something you've never seen. But then you
Yeah.
watch, I think it's Letterman. Um, is it Letterman? It's one of the late night guys that isn't.
Yeah.
And he's just like he's so caught up on like, is this stand up or not? That like it's a boring
Oh,
conversation.
Jay Leno?
Yeah, it's Leno. It's Leno.
Yeah.
That's our time.
Oh.
Okay, good talk.
So,
Yeah.
thank you guys
This is
for
good, yeah.
having me.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Do you have anything coming up that you want to promote or anything like that?
Yes. I just remembered. I have a game show feud, and I'm supposed to be doing it during Fringe Fest sometime, I hope. Yeah. Yeah. What'd you say?
Fringe, excuse me. Are you doing free fringe or fringe?
Free Fringe.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, hell yeah. Dude, it'll be sick.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'm doing I think I'm doing spin the wheel again. I think that's coming.
Yeah.
Up. Yeah.
Dude, that'll be fun.
Yeah. So you're doing feud. Anything
Yeah.
else?
Awesome.
Feud's the game show of hilariously bad opinions. So like if I think this is my favorite opinion from the show. You shouldn't be able to get DUIs during the day because you're just having fun, you know? And if you agree with that, you would like debate pro. And if you were against it, you would debate con. And then the audience would choose who they thought was funnier.
Okay. Yeah. Very cool. All right.
Yeah, awful. Yeah. And also like people who do it have come out with some really nice hits from it.
Yeah.
There are some people who just and like if you really think about it, we all have some just real dumb thoughts.
Yeah. And it doesn't even have to be crazy. It's just, all old people should die or something. Like yeah.
LeMaire Lee thinks all old people should die isn't crazy. Like, I think we all die.
Yeah, we all think that sometimes.